Hi, thank you for joining me. I'm Lunarcraft and I'm doing the weekly AstroTarot predictions. Um, Hi, Aries, and let's kick off as usual with the general astrological things. And I'd just like to say that until the end of January, relationships of all kinds for all star signs will be going through an overhaul, but some need it, some may not. But in the end, it will result in much stronger, secure relationships. Um, Now, we are under the influence of Venus being on a retrograde path. So there's likely to be increased energy, more drama, and I feel that it could turn out to be a blessing in disguise. Trust the universe, trust the system, and if you put in the work, the goddess of love, Venus, will bless you. I'm sure of that. Now, also, we've got Pluto coming into the mix with Venus on the 25th of December and again next March. It will combine both energies, so relationships and change. Those will be on the cards. But what could result is a match made in heaven, quite literally. And as they will link together in the same sign, they will pass on an intensity. Okay, Aries. Oh, fun time for you ahead. Right. For you, Aries, energies are still being focused on your learning and travel sectors. Um, now, you will also start to become more aware of how others view you, how they see you. And normally I would say it doesn't matter. Don't worry about what other people think. But just be aware. That's all I'm saying. Right. And your I don't know how to put it. Your spiritual activities could become quite a deep focus for you between now and very early in 2022. Moving on to look at your tarot cards. Let's see, we need 3. So 1 and 2 and that one. Right, okay. Just turn these over and start seeing what's brewing for you. Okay, first one out is the 6 of Wands. And that shows that you will be center stage. You will be receiving recognition for a job or project that you have done and done well. Please accept the praise. It's well deserved. In the middle, we have the 10. No, we don't. We have the 2 of Pentacles. And oh dear, that passes on so many different things. But it mainly a reminder for you to have some fun, especially at this time of the year. Fun's all around us. Make the most of it. but it's also acknowledgement of the many abilities and talents that you've been blessed with. You don't always recognize them yourself, I feel, but others do notice and they gravitate towards you. Your final card is the Knight of Pentacles. Again, it's acknowledging your willingness to work hard in order to get through your workload. But please do take care to avoid spending all your time working. Don't forget, you need to give yourself much needed TLC. Okay, that's it from me for you this week, Aries. You're in for a busy time, but a fun time. Hi, Taurus. Great that you can join me. I'm Lunarcraft, and I'm here with the weekly AstroTarot readings. And as usual, I'll start with the astrological information. And just point out that until the end of January, all relationships, romantic, business, family, whatever, are all going to experience an overhaul. For some, it could well be overdue. Now, Venus is still on her retrograde path, so her energies are intense, strong, but there are indications that her energies will be a blessing in disguise. Have trust and don't shy away from putting in hard work in the relationship area. And the goddess Venus will reward you. Now, adding to the Venus mix, our friend Pluto. He joins up with Venus on the 25th of December and then again in March, but we'll mention that later. What will happen is that both energies will combine. So, still that focus on relationships. Venus, Pluto is the planet of change and transformation. Together, the potential is for them to create a match made in heaven, quite literally. So, be prepared. Where are my cards? Okay, moving on. Right. Just one other thing on the astrological front. The full moon earlier this month is still having an influence. And in your situation, there's information coming your way of good news regarding finances. So if it hasn't arrived yet, keep your eyes open and look for that coming. Right, moving on to your tarot. Let's have a look. 1, 2, and that one, 3. Okay. Let's turn these over and see what's in store for you. Oh, fabulous. Right. Opening with the 5 of Cups that draws attention to what naturally happens at this time of the year. That is looking back over the year and possibly even thinking, it's been a disappointing year, or emotional confusion coming out from this year, or even regret. However, it's very much the time for looking ahead with great expectation. The new year is coming fast, and it's a time for setting our intentions, our resolutions, our wishes and goals for that new year. Now, your second and third cards, I'm going to read in tandem. We've got the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, and they're carrying very, very similar messages for you. The Knight links with this part of the year. He brings energy that can cause you to feel impetuous, spontaneous, enthusiastic, and that's brilliant. He also helps you to recognize your achievements. It hasn't been all bad this year. Now, the Queen is also bringing similar messages, but not with the impetuousness. But she is saying, please don't become arrogant. All right. Maintain your humility. And she is also saying, please, whatever happens, keep your feet firmly planted on the ground. All right. And she's urging you to be creative, to be innovative. All of that is well within your grasp, Taurus. So you've got a good week ahead of you. Hi, Gemini. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Lunarcraft, and I'm here with the weekly AstroTarot predictions, readings, however you want to call them. And as usual, I will start with the more general astrological information. And just remind you that between now and the end of January, relationships of all kinds are going to experience some form of overhaul. That is while Venus is on her retrograde journey, which actually intensifies her energies. And there will be a certain amount of drama involved for you. But it could, in the end, turn out to be a blessing in disguise. Have trust in the process and put the hard work into relationships, sure. But if you do that, the goddess Venus will recognize that and reward your efforts. Now, add into that mix Pluto, the planet of transformation, change, mixing with Venus, still retrograde. Now, all this hits on the 25th of December, so I dare say our minds will be elsewhere most of that day, but it will combine both energies, and there's a very strong potential that quite literally a match made in heaven could result. Now, moving on, Gemini, your relationship sector actually is under the spotlight at the moment. You long to be and to feel seen by others. So, you are going to get that. But please think about the boundaries of other people and respect those. I know sometimes you can get a little bit overexcited, but it's all good. It is all good. Right, now. Oh, one last thing. The final week of this year now could see welcome opportunities becoming open to you in the career field. So just be aware that that could well be potential for you. Now, moving on to your tarot cards. There's 3 cards. Turn them over. And wow. Okay. What sense can I make of these? 5 of Wands is your opening card. And it suggests that you're feeling a bit of frustration with the opinions that others hold of you. Ignore them. People are entitled to their opinions, but it is their perception of you. It's not necessarily an accurate reflection. So don't get stressed over it, please. It's not worth the effort. It really isn't. In the middle, you've got the King of Swords. Now, he acknowledges your sharp intellect, your ability to look at life objectively, and that you manage that on most occasions. The king also reflects the high standards that you set. The only thing with that is don't let it cause you stress. Perfectionism is stressful. Doing the best that you can is absolutely fine. And finally, you've got the World card. And you couldn't hope for a more inspired card because it indicates that the time for celebration of yourself and of others is here. It reflects what you have achieved. It's a good thing to look back on the past year and recognise things that may be being challenging, but also things that have gone well. It is probable that by the end of this year, beginning of next year, you will be ready, open to take on new challenges. So a good week ahead for you. Welcome, Cancer. I'm Lunarcraft, and I'm here with the weekly AstroTarot predictions, readings, whatever you want to call them. And at the moment, I'm looking at you, Cancer. Just a reminder that until the end of January, relationships are center stage. Venus is still very active. Venus is in retrograde, yes. It intensifies her energies, but ultimately it could be a blessing in disguise. Trust in the process. And if you put the effort into relationships, we will recognize that and reward you accordingly. Now, Pluto also enters the scene on the 25th of December. He is going to be in partnership with Venus. Venus, relationships, Pluto, change, transformation. I think that sums it up. But quite literally, we could see a match made in heaven. So be on the lookout. Now let's have a look at anything that's specific for Cancer. Okay, just one thing really to mention, that you could start to experience doubt as far as relationships are concerned. That's all to do with this retrograde path that Venus is currently on. They will pass. Those doubts will pass. And this final week of 2021 could see you wanting to get stuck into something that will exercise your brain, your imagination. Now, that could be to make a start on writing the book that you've wanted to do for years, or follow a new course of learning, or indeed a combination. Okay. Now, looking at your cards, let's see what comes out for one, two, and three. Okay. Let's flip these over and see what's what. Okay. Starting out with and I can never say it, here, Hierophant. I think that's how you say it. And he is all about underlining astrological stuff. Okay. He is drawing attention to the formation or formalization, indeed, of partnerships. And he also recognizes your ability to behave appropriately. He also relates to your spiritual needs and how they should be nurtured, developed, but also how they should be expressed when that time arrives. Now, in the middle, we've got the Page of Pentacles. He's a lovely little chap. But he is pointing towards new projects and looking for a window of opportunity to set things in motion. So, don't sit on your laurels, sit back on your laurels. He is urging you to think carefully about when to start the wheels turning. And he's also saying, pay attention to detail. It will benefit you in the long term and will bring rewards. And the final card for you this week is Judgment. Is also giving you encouragement to look back at past actions. Yes, I've said that. But with a view to looking at what you want to achieve next year. So it's about setting your intentions, setting your wishes, your resolutions, and you will find that you actually will do that without too much effort, too much hustle. Okay, so an exciting week potentially for you, Cancer. I'll be back next week with an extended reading, an extended session looking at the broad sweep of 2022. I'll be here. I hope you'll join me. But in the meantime, have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.